Hello and welcome to a retro crazy mini Byte. This is my Galaxy Invader 1000, which I got for my Christmas or birthday, either Christmas 1980, birthday 1981. I got so good at this I was able to clock the score, and that's probably about the time I stopped playing it. However, it has not been out of its box since then. I still own it. You can see the box has seen better days. It's been stored in my attic. It's moved multiple houses. Yeah, but hopefully it still works. Let's open it up and have a look. And just before we do, I apologise if you hear any knocking and banging. My neighbours are getting a new roof. So I still have the original manual in there. How to play, how to fit the batteries, and computer space battle game with dynamic sound and light, 2-color fluorescent display panel, 2K. Whoa, that was back in the days. Wow. So here we are. It still has its original inserts. It's needing a good clean. It's covered in hair. That is a dog hair. That is one of my father's dogs. I'm going to guess it used to come with batteries, but hopefully I haven't left batteries in this. We'll soon find out. So here it is. Classic and immediately identifiable system. It's had something stuck on the back. I can't remember. I've had stickers or something on it. Ooh, and it takes double A's. Battery compartment is clean. So before we do anything, let's strip this down and see what makes it tick. Now that I have the casing off, the screen is 4 screws that hold it on. It's in not too bad condition, just a light clean is really all that's needed. There's a couple of small scuffs, a scratch across there, but nothing a gentle clean won't bring up nicely. Inside we have our left and right joystick controller, a fire button, a couple of switches, and some discrete components, of which I can see 4 caps that I'm definitely going to want to replace, assuming I have any here, which I hopefully have. And this very basic screen. So it had every character on it. This is a classic Space Invaders clone with 3 lines, and it would just light up the segments. Any colour is based on the segments here, and this just gives it a smoky finish so that it's a little less obvious when it's being played. You can run it off the batteries, or as you can see, we can use a power in jack at the top. It's just held in place there. Hopefully the button will just lift off, which it does with its spring. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 screws, which should hopefully lift this out. Now I can see the circuit board is broken down here. We've got a buzzer. Which may or may not lift out. I will try to lift it out because we are going to need to fix that circuit board. There are some traces under there that look like they've taken some impact. The buzzer does not want to lift up. So I'm going to take a quick picture on the underside to show me where everything is for reconnecting the buzzer later. With that done, let's desolder what we need to desolder to get the board out. Now we've got the board out. There's actually a section missing. And I'm sure when I put this away it was working. And there's nothing inside. Oddly, there's a connector in here acting as a support for this part of the board. And I'll be honest, I don't remember ever doing that. I may have. But looking at the board, we have a number of breaks. So we'll zoom down, see what we can see, and I'll point out what I need to repair. So this is the section that's broken. I've got a broken trace here. I've got a missing section here. This has broken from here. This trace here is broken. And then coming to this side, I've got the main trace coming from here broken, and this one as well. Some of this I should be able to lift back into place and use some offcuts from some of the component legs to fix, and that'll give it some strength back. Anything else I should be able to run a wire to get the continuity back. So let's have a look at that and see what we can do. Just before I actually start this, I've noticed, I thought this was maybe all from the factory. However, I've just spotted this joins across this broken trace, which is a bit strange. This trace runs up to the brake and goes to the other side. There are a number of points that seem to be jumpered. I'm wondering if this was a damaged board at the factory and what they did was bodge it to get it to work. Because I certainly don't ever remember being in this to do any work whatsoever. I am going to put the connectors on anyway to strengthen this because the switch sits on this edge, and if this edge gives then you press to the right and you just break the switch off the board. So I'm going to strengthen this anyway. First, I think I'll clean up this wire, take it off, do a strength repair here to fix this section, and then we can do the same here, and that'll give the board some of its strength back at this area. I'm just using a crocodile clip to bring this into line. I'll tin this bit first and I'll repair this first. Hopefully that will hold it in place and allow me to do the second section. That first one went better than I expected. The solder bridged nicely. I didn't need to use a support, and it's now holding it flat. So I'm just going to tin this. If it does the same, excellent. If not, we'll use the support, although with the size of the break I'm tempted to use the support anyway. Well, that worked nicely. That's now absolutely rock solid and the whole circuit board is flexing when I do that. So that first part of the repair has gone well. Let's move on and repair this section. So the more I look at this, the more I realise this has to have been done at the factory. The amount of wiring that's been changed and the number of points that are broken. The board's broken here, 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 here and here. Under here it's broken here, here and here. It's broken this trace here, here and this bit's missing completely. I've already fixed this trace here, this one, bridged this and bridged this. This one's missing completely and wasn't even in the case. So it certainly looks like this has happened at the factory and they've fitted a number of bodge wires. I don't think I've ever used purple in my life as a wire. The wires are fairly stiff and strong, which is fine. I've done a number of repairs to traces here, which has stiffened up this edge of the board. It's unlikely to break. I've done a test fit, it all seems to go in. I have only removed the one bodge wire, which runs between those 2 points. I'm kind of tempted to put it back in just in case that fails again. It shouldn't, it should be strong enough. Whatever happens, I'll need to solder here. So I think I'll move on now, seeing as everything still seems to be fine and strong, and I'll replace these capacitors, assuming I have replacements. Fingers crossed. Well, here comes the moment of truth. Does it work? Oh yes. So a very basic version of Space Invaders. If you consider the time this came out, this was probably very expensive. Cost my parents a fortune. However, working, bringing back a lot of memories, and still as much fun to play. And this is obviously on level 1. And working absolutely perfectly, scores counting up. Really happy. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. It's meant to be a mini Byte and instead ended up as reinforcing a circuit board. Didn't expect that. But thank you for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. And we'll see you on the next Retro Crazy.